I as a person have just never really made sense. For example, I'm hitting my has his own language phase at age 23 instead of 2 or 3, and I also hit my goes to strip clubs alone frequently stage at 20 instead of 60. Like, I have never been age appropriate for practically anything. I'm on either end, ridiculously skewed out on the spectrum of being either way too mature, acting too old, or the exact opposite and being way too immature and way too young, and I'm never really in the middle. It's like top 1% or bottom 1%, and I feel like this has kind of always been my state of being. Like, even when I was young, in elementary school, I would be in the challenged reading class where they're trying to get me to figure out how to properly hold a pencil, and then I would immediately go over to advanced math and also show off that I have the best handwriting in the class while holding that shit like a fork. And this confusing jumble of progress and timing has just kind of always been present for me, I feel like. And I remember a choir teacher even said to me, they described me as an enigma, which is so accurate. Even like the first time we're singing, they're trying to figure out where each people are going to go. They had me starting as an alto because my speaking voice is rather high and I can hit high pitches decently well. And then before the day was over, they put me down at the lowest octave at bass 2. And I just never really make sense, and I'm not normal. For every fact where I got my dream job at age 21 in the middle of a brutal pandemic while also having practically no experience and just riding through charisma and knowledge, there's also the counter to that of that I am 23 years old and still have never had a girlfriend, despite being college educated, tall, from a fairly well-off family, not that bad looking, I pass responsibility at you. Very kind and understanding, and I fucking hope funny. I mean, I'm just in constant disbelief with how bizarre every aspect of my life and existence is. Which leads me to the word I would like to create today, which is Benjabutto. And Benjabutto is really to describe someone who is never age appropriate. It seems like they are simultaneously an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old. Maybe they're way too mature for their age, or maybe the inverse, or maybe they're doing those things at the exact same time. It just doesn't make sense, but they do not act their age. And since because there's the Benjamin Button case or whatever, where the person ages in like reverse, I never even watched that movie, but I know the concept. And so we are addressing that in this word, just kind of shortening each, and it sounds pretty smooth going with Benjabutto, so that's what we got. So if you have never been like people your age, or you just seem to have volatile scales where you're acting way older or way younger than everyone that's at your age, then I think you can describe yourself as a Benjabutto. Welcome to the club, if any of you are out there. Let's move on to our song and video of the day. Song of the day is Castrop Expandao, and this comes from Cali and Electric Callboy. This song is in German, but it is a bop. It's kinda rap, kinda metal, but also with some poppy elements. It's very upbeat, super interesting. Electric Callboy always has just this bizarre Gui-Red blend of genres, and once you throw it in a different language, then it gets even more complicated. But this is an awesome song, really enjoyable. It certainly grows on you as you go listening to it too. And also the music video for this one is pretty awesome, but also just kind of disturbing and awkward as it goes on. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a batch of Gui-Red anytime I recommend an Electric Callboy song, and this is no exception to that. Then for the video of the day, I chose the clip where it's Jaden Smith, where he's saying, can't we just talk about the social and political state of the world right now? Because this is another example of someone being just way off the scale of how they're supposed to act at their age. And Jaden Smith is probably a prime example of a Benjabutto. So that's why we went with this video of the day. And it's a pretty funny clip. Maybe got blown out of proportion a little bit when it first came out, but still pretty solid. Enjoy this. That's all we got for the Daily Do. Peace out.